Hey, welcome Facebook. All right, this just happens to be Easter, and so I just wanted to say Happy Easter to everybody. It's one of my favorite times of the, actually my favorite holiday. But anyway, that's not the point of why I wanted to go live, because I wanted to share something else with you guys. So welcome to those that are watching. And I want to share this with you. I've actually been attending events for quite some time, whether they were the big type of summit events. I've been to probably the largest one is the Digital Marketer Summit event, which they have thousands and thousands and thousands of people there. And I've been to smaller ones, which are classified as mastermind groups, and some of them as small as 20 people in attendance, some 30, 40 people in attendance. And then I've also been to a lot of other types of events, like kind of medium size, whether there's 100 people there or 200 people there or whatever. And I'm noticing in some of these smaller mastermind groups, I'm actually hearing a lot of people actually start talking about the fact that, hey, we've got a lot of stuff of value and we want to be able to share this stuff out with the world, and we want to be able to create our own event. And they're talking about some exotic locations. Sometimes they're talking about having them hosted in their home. Sometimes they're, in a different resort type area here in the States. But the one question that always comes back is, like, I would love to have, and this is what they're telling me, is I would love to be able to have an event, and I would love to be able to actually, host an event and actually share some of the stuff that I'm learning with other people, but they're almost overwhelmed. It's like they just don't know where to get started. And so what I did is I looked at that, and this is what I love doing, is being able to come in and work with businesses and be able to talk with them and say, look, these are the things you need to focus on. And so I boiled it down into 3 parts. And in these 3 parts, if you wanted to start an event, this is really what you're going to need to have. And it's only 3, so it makes it simple. Now, these 3 are going to fan out, and there's going to be a lot of details and a lot of project planning in it, but this is really what you got to focus on. The first one is content. What is going to be the content? So let's say that you wanted to plan an event for 2 days. You need to have enough content to be able to cover those 2 days. If you decided to put it into 2 sessions, a morning and an afternoon session, then you need to have enough content to be able to work on those 2 days. So you have basically 4 sessions. How long are those sessions going to be? You have to decide that. So your content is your number 1. Okay. Number 2 is logistics. What does that mean by logistics? Well, you have to have a place to be able to have it. So whether you end up having it in your home and you can open it up that way, a friend of mine's actually doing one in his home. He's got an awesome castle house, and he's going to be able to invite a couple people over. And the way that he's doing his logistics is he actually rented out a block of rooms, and he's including the price of the weekend in the actual. So the price that you pay for the weekend also includes the room. And so that's part of his logistics. Other individuals, they end up renting a hotel room, like a conference hall. Some people are actually renting out a full house. So you got to look at your logistics and how is that going to work and how is it going to operate. If you're doing it out of state, is it going to be more difficult for people to get planes? Are they going to be able to make it because of passport issues? If it's in the States, is it an easy place to get to? So logistics is really important. So number 1 is content. Number 2 is logistics. And number 3 is your marketing. Now, marketing obviously fans out, and I'm not going to pretend to be the expert because there's tons of people out there that are phenomenal marketers. But really the core is understanding how you're going to market your event. In other words, the first and foremost is the fact you need to know who you're going to market your event to. Are you marketing to friends? Are you marketing to a specific niche, a group of people that you know are going to need the information that you have? And then where are you going to get your traffic in that marketing? I mean, is it going to be strictly your Facebook ads type thing where you're pushing that through? Do you have a blog channel? Do you have email list? How are you actually going to get it? So when you're looking at creating an event, just keep in mind of 3 things. And like I said, I mean, like the last 2 or 3 events that I've been to, I've heard this more and more. It's like, hey, I want to do an event. I want to do an event. But yet they're a little bit fearful. But so let me just, again, simplify 3 things. Number 1, figure out what you need to do as far as content. Number 2, figure out your logistics, like where you're going to have it and how you're going to be able to facilitate that part of it. And then number 3 is your marketing, whether it's your avatar, whether it's getting the traffic, or whether it's actually the brochures or the what they call swag that's actually going to be there. How are you going to do your marketing? So just break it down in those 3 components, and it will be so much easier to be able to plan out your event. That's all of us. That's all I've got for right now. So I'll keep in touch with y'all, and then we'll end up sharing some more really quick tips and tricks and the looking at it. All right, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're starting a blog, Jeff Hunter and I, so shout out to Jeff and Sammy T. And so what we're going to do is actually create this really cool thing called the Business Adventure. And what that is basically sharing tips like I just shared. So if you want to get involved with that, I'm going to put the link for that, and we're going to start this in about 2 to 3 weeks. Jeff Hunter is a stellar dude. He's got so much wisdom in project managing. If you ever need help with it, he can definitely do that. Sammy is an incredible producer. He's a great DJ. He's an awesome guy all around. And so I just want to kind of give a shout out, but I'm telling you what, you guys are going to want to get on board. Start following either my Facebook page here or start following Jeff Hunter, or, we're going to actually create a whole landing page for our Business Adventure Club. And it's something we're super excited about because we know that we can come along and we can help. We can build a society or a community that's going to be able to help each other out. All right, take it out. We're done now. Later.